Copper gear sucks. Said no gear guy ever. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Is Mr. Man finally making an epic copper knife gear video? Yes and no, kind of, sort of. Hi, Mr. Man here. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, do that subscribe-y thing that everyone tells you to do. Anyway, so, yeah, we're talking about copper a little bit. So copper is one of those materials I feel like in EDC community, it's generally liked. There are some haters of it, and we'll get to the reason why some people hate it in a second. But generally, it seems like one of those things that's sought after. You know, copper gear, some guys go straight for copper setup. Some guys, you know, love copper, like me. Spoiler alert, I love copper. For me, it's a fun material. When you go from like 0 to 1,000, copper is not even at 1,000 for me. It's like 10 million because like it's way over the top. I get this copper gauntlet set up to the side, so we'll look at that as we talk about a couple pros and cons about copper.
Alrighty, doesn't that audio sound awesome? I can't do this all day because I'm holding a microphone. I got to put it back on my camera.
So we have a couple copper items laid out. I do have one more on me. There we go. I'll item to our warrior. I've made videos on most of the stuff. Actually, I think I have on everything. If there's any of these items that you do want to see a little bit more of a breakdown or complete review on, you know, leave a comment down below and we'll see what we can do. A pro that we're going to talk about with copper at first is the color. It's not like bronze where it's more gold. It's more of a reddish brown kind of color. So it has a really organic feel to it, I feel. That rhymes. It's like a really rich color. And depending on, you know, how long it patinas, which we'll get into that in a second, but it can get really dark. Like this little Meritech AAA I've carried forever and it's gotten really dark. You know, as opposed to like this little Kershaw Mini Natrix, which I haven't carried much, and as you see, it's really light. A better example of that would be these two Illuminati coins here. You can even tell right off the bat here. The one on the right, I haven't carried at all, and the one on the left, I've carried for years, and that one's really dark, and this one's like almost shiny. Like it almost kind of looks like a gold coin on camera, whereas this one's patinaed, and you can even see some purple and like blues in there, whereas this one's just plain raw copper. Your copper gear is not going to stay golden and shiny forever. It will patina if you carry it. Now, I find it funny because Monkey Edge, which awesome site, not sponsored by the way, but go check out Monkey Edge for all sorts of fun gear. They sell a lot of copper stuff, but whenever they have a copper in them on there, they'll specifically say, you know, that this will change color when you carry it, blah blah. They kind of make a joke out of it, you know. That's where I bought this Hinder Investigator pen from. Depending on like how you sweat and the chemical balance of your body will actually change copper different. So a copper item for me will change color differently than for you. It's kind of funny, but you know, it's just the way it works. In given time, it'll turn green like the Statue of Liberty. The Statue of Liberty is coated in copper and it's turned green. You know, when you see like a copper penny and it's turned green, that'll eventually happen, sort of, kind of to this, but I don't think quite to that extreme because it's not exposed to the elements as bad. I remember hearing something about copper actually being like hypoallergenic or something. Allergenic. Can't talk. Hypoallergenic, where like it's good for door handles and stuff because like germs don't grow on it or some BS like that. I don't know. And in case someone points out any smarty pants down there, this actually isn't copper. This is bronze, which is an alloy of, I believe, copper and aluminum. Still kind of the same thing. It'll still patina the same way, really dark. Whenever I zoom in, it gets dark because cheap lenses, I can't talk. But this, as you can see right down here, get a zoom in and get a little bit of light in the situation. See that green right down there? Right in the corner there? That's because this watch is exposed to my wrist more than like any of the stuff in my pocket, so it has direct skin contact and will actually turn your wrist green a little bit. I had an issue when I first bought it. After a while, it evens itself out. Let's have a Heineken break because that's the only thing that'll keep me chill. And this is my first one. I get like really mellow on liquor, so I guess I just need to drink more before video so I don't sound like a raging crackhead. Anyway, so that's our first point. It's the color, okay? So color, some people love it, some people hate it. I tend to love it. You know, I mean, it'll change different depending on your body chemistry, how much you carry it. Like carrying a copper item is almost a commitment. Like if you want to get that deep patina, you have to carry it every day. It can't just be I put it in my pocket one day and I don't carry it for 6 months. It's not really going to change on you. It might, you know, just humidity and stuff will change it. Some stuff like actually just like came in a protective bag, like it was vacuum packed and everything, so it didn't, you know, start patining before you got it, which I mean, I appreciate that detail. So it'll change as you carry it, and you know, it'll change to your specific environment, you know, and depending on where you are in the world, it'll change different. Like probably closer to salt water, I'd assume it would change different, you know, than it would if you're in the desert. Different humidity and stuff like that. Anyway, I've wanted to do a test where I take one of these coins, just set it outside, you know, for like months and see what happens. It might be fun. We might do that. We might do a time lapse of it. A con of copper gear, and this is 100%, you can't argue with me, this is a con. It's heavy. Copper is heavy as hell. Here's two pens, okay? This pen is one of the CRKT Teo pens. It's old as hell. I mean, you can tell it's all scratched up and stuff. And this is a little copper Hinder Investigator. I don't know the exact weight on them, but in my hands they feel pretty much the same. Copper weighs a lot, and I did 5 minutes of Wikipedia research to tell you exactly how much more. The density of aluminum is 2.70 grams, centimeter 3, whatever that means, but 2.70 for the density, whatever unit of measurement they're doing. 2.70, okay? Copper, on the other hand, has a density of 8.96. That's a significant increase. Like, that's, what is that, double? That's a lot. That's a pretty significant increase. And copper gear does weigh a lot. Like, if you never picked up copper before and you pick up a copper item, you're gonna be like, whoa, bro, chill, what the hell? This weighs way too much. Like, this flashlight, this weighs probably, actually thinking about it now, almost as much as my LCP does. Like, in the hand, these almost feel the same. I mean, that's funny. You know, one's a gun, one's a flashlight. I understand the flashlight has a battery and all that fun stuff, but just kind of a weird observation. Copper knives weigh a lot. You know, they do have some heft to it. I mean, that's not a bad thing. I'm not saying that, like, the weight is horrible. I mean, unless you're in the Church of Nothing Fancy and every 1/10 of an ounce counts, which I get it. I get it. If you're hiking, you're out in the military, whatever, you know, you're adding another ounce onto your, this thing weighs a ton, though. I mean, it has steel liners and copper. I mean, this is like the ultimate weighs a ton knife. But I get it if you're out, you know, you're hoofing it. And trust me, I've been hiking before and I've had packs that weigh a ton, and I get the weight thing. You know, when you start loading up your pack with stuff, it weighs a lot and you want to save every ounce you can. But in EDC life and everyday carry, I don't feel like carrying an extra 2-3 ounces in your pocket is going to kill you. Most people, when you eat lunch, when you eat a Big Mac or double quarter pounder with cheese, it adds more weight onto you than the entire knife, okay? And you're carrying it around in your stomach. You don't even know it. Yeah, sure, you might feel heavy in your pocket at first, but you get used to the weight, you know, unless you're wearing like basketball shorts and it's gonna pull your pants down. Day-to-day life, the weight of copper is gonna be insignificant. If anything, I kind of like the weight because it makes them feel a little more high quality. You get that little bit of heft to it. An issue that I do have is my Zealous Mako 500. It's a mechanical watch, so it weighs a lot anyway. And being bronze, it weighs more. Even though it's on a rubber strap, this thing weighs a ton. Compared to the G-Shock I normally wear at work, this thing is a ton. And it can be kind of uncomfortable sometimes. It'll rotate around my wrist and all that stuff. So maybe a copper watch or a bronze watch isn't necessarily for you, but a copper knife, copper pen, I wouldn't not get it just because of the weight. Like, if you like the look of it, get it. So that's pretty much like the biggest con. Going back a little bit to the wear and tear on these guys. Patina copper, like, I like the really dark look of copper, so I want to carry it and I want it to patina. Some people do want it to stay shiny, but here's the thing, okay? I mean, look at the tip of this knife. I mean, obviously, yeah, I've used my Spyderco quite a bit. When you look at, like, this guy, you know, it's beat up. It's aluminum. When you carry anything, you're gonna get wear and tear on it. I mean, this thing I've carried forever. You can see the threads are actually stripped down. And you're gonna get wear on anything you carry. Aluminum, I mean, effort. You can even see actually on this knife here, if you catch in the light, that little spot right there, it's kind of wore down because I think that's actually in my pocket where it rubs against my Illuminati coins, actually tearing holes in my pocket because I carry in a little watch pocket in my jeans. So it actually will rub against my knives. My 51 has copper stains on it, okay, from rubbing against that. My 940 has copper streaks all over it. But this stuff's made to be carried. It's made to be used. You can't be a pussy about carrying something because, oh, it might get scratched. I mean, I get like if it's a safe queen or something, but here's the thing, okay? You're gonna die. Okay, you're gonna die. And that knife that you had sitting in your safe, it's not gonna do me any good when I'm dead. And if I didn't use it, it's not gonna do me any good just sitting in there. You know, might as well use this stuff, get some enjoyment out of it. You bought it, might as well enjoy it. I mean, here's the thing too. You spend $700 on a knife and put it in a case. Cool. I mean, now you just have a knife sitting in the case, and you could have taken that $700 and taken a trip somewhere. You know, I'm not saying don't have safe points. I mean, there's knives that Yeah, so in editing this video, I just realized I got way off track. So I just cut out a ton of useless garbage. So we might go into this topic a little bit more later in another video. But for right now, let's just get back on topic talking about copper. Back to the video. Well, that got way out of hand like normal. It wouldn't be a Mr. Man video if I didn't get off on some tirade. But yeah, so basically in conclusion, copper gear is cool. I love copper gear, if you couldn't tell. I absolutely love it. This isn't everything I got. I also got a couple more copper knives and stuff hanging around, you know. This is just what I birthed on for the video. But like I said, downsides to it, pros to it. Some people like it, some people won't. A lot of people do. To me, I feel like it tells a story. Like when you have a piece of copper gear and you're carrying it's been patinaed, you know, specifically, okay, let's say this, you know, my Illuminati ghost money coin. Like, this has gone with me everywhere, like, since I got it, which the mint mark on here is 2014, so it is 2019, so if I could do math, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, it's like 5 years. So I've been carrying this specific one around for 5 years, pretty much everywhere. Like, I carry this everywhere. The other day, I actually fell in my pocket and my mom found it when I was at work, and she texted me. She texted me and was like, hey, I found your coin. Right when I was going into work, I realized I didn't have it, so I'm like, okay, I didn't lose that work, thank God. And yeah, I have a bunch more of these. I bought 20 of them, but this specific one has been with me everywhere. It's been on adventures like crazy, and it's patinaed and it tells a story. And that's what I like about copper, is that it tells a story. So that's pretty much how I feel about, I can't talk, dang. The Heinekens getting to me. Weigh in the comments below if you have, you know, any opinions on it. I feel like this video will be pretty well received because, like, most people like copper. You know, I mean, it's copper. Come on. Anyway, be glad you're getting this video, because I did have another video film that was gonna go up instead of this, talking about a new Nintendo 2DS. I don't think people really want to watch that, so I figured we'd talk about copper because that's a little more interesting than DS's. If you want to see a video on a DS, or if you want to see my game collection, leave a comment down below and subscribe and hit the bell. Because if you don't subscribe and hit the bell, I ain't gonna read your comment. No, actually, I kidding, I do. I gotta do a I read my comments video, because those are always fun. And I get the comments, all right. Oh, definitely I do. And by the way, Sean, you were right. It's brewed in Holland.